Hey everybody, I don't know if you can see the colour of all that old rubbish in there. Well, that's pretty much what I got out of the carburettor from the outside and the inside. The two jets that are in there were absolutely, they were solid, but they blew out easy enough. I found one or two things. There was a little screw on the bottom of the carb that was missing, that holds the pan in place. Well, I've replaced that. I've cleaned out that fuel filter, but I'll probably put a new one on and new line. Also, if you can see, I don't even know if I can get in there. Down here, this bit, oh, get my hand in the right place. Right there where my thumb is, there should be a clip round that, a Jubilee clip holding that rubber onto, holding the carb onto the air cleaner. Well, it ain't there, and I was dead sure that there was one on there originally. I could have missed it, but I don't think so. I've got to put obviously the assembly at the top back in. I'm not doing that now, it's got too dark to see properly, you know, so I don't cross thread it. Right, it's been cleaned within an inch of its life. Still a bit mucky on the outside, but the inside's been completely buffed. So yeah, hopefully that will help the situation. It's getting dark out here again, guys. So that's carb number one on the dirt bike done. I should take the one off of that if I get a chance this weekend, do that one. And I'll get that all back together on the trials bike tomorrow. And we'll see whether that's made any improvement. I think it probably will do, because it was really shitted up. It was really gungy, and the bottom pan where the floats are it was just absolutely full of stuff. So obviously where they'd left fuel in it and just left it for however long, it's just all emulsified and Christ knows what else. Anyway, so that's one bit done, hopefully. I've got the battery off at the moment, charging that. I've noticed on some of me paintwork, I don't know if you can see it, I've got these weird lines develop. I've had this before. It's like a sort of a spider cracking. I shall give that a buff up, hopefully. As I say, I'm not too fussed. It was only a trials bike to sort of get backwards and forwards to work and rag over the fields occasionally. But yeah, I shall have that air filter out of there tomorrow as well. Jubilee clip, I've got loads of those lurking around in my toolbox in there. I've got to get two, to be honest with you, because there's one missing now off of the exhaust system. It had a Jubilee clip system on there. Well, that's missing. Yeah, that's missing. I found it lying on the floor, snapped for some weird reason. It was perfectly okay. That's missing off of just down here. I'm going to find a different type of clip for that. I'm going to clean all that up tomorrow because that's gone a bit manky as well. And put a new clip on, and I shall put one on that rubber gaiter from the carb to the air filter. Add the air filter out and give that a good clean. And hopefully when the battery's well, it's charged now, but hopefully it should draw fuel through better than I think probably than what it was. I have got a little tube to go back on the bottom, which is the release tube to release the fuel out the bottom pan when it's gungy and you want to clean it and what have you. So I've got to put that tube on. You can see it has cleaned up quite well. It looks a bit rough at the minute, but once we get some cleaner on there, that'll be fine. That's all back on. I checked all that, made sure it had no splits or breaks in it, which it hasn't. But I should imagine one or two things, to be honest with you. One, that it was possibly sucking in air around the outside of there where it had no clip, or it had a clip and somebody's pinched it, or something like that. These things mysteriously happen for some strange reasons. But yeah, hopefully, sorry, it's getting dark now. Hopefully it should all be okay once we fire her up at some point tomorrow. You will have to excuse the mess everywhere. I have actually been trying to do a few bits this afternoon. Got rid of a load of leaves that were all down there. I want to clean it all up. I've got an old fridge set in my garden that's got to go to the tip, so that's a job as well. Clean everything up and get ready for summer. Obviously I've been playing with the bikes so bloody much that I've spent so much time messing about with them. That fired up. I fired it up when I came home the other night, but I've still got an issue with one wire somewhere. It must be loose or something like that. That's the old calf racer. Got to have the carb off of that as well and do the same thing to that. But as I say, I don't know if you can see the colour of that. It's mixed with a bit of water now because there was water in there. The colour of the rubbish that came out of that carb, that is really rusty and horrible. That would have been causing all sorts of untold issues. Well, it would have been drawing it into the filters. Yeah, that's the I find that rather mystifying, that one. That's the one that it's like it's been snapped off. I find that very peculiar, off of the exhaust system. Not the right sort of thing for it anyway. I'm sure I've got the right one. So I shall pop that on. Yeah, and the other one, obviously from the carburetor to the air filter rubber. Really don't know what's happened to that. I know it had one on there, and I haven't taken it off. I know I haven't. But it's definitely gone missing. I say that would have been causing it to draw in too much air, putting out all the mixture as well. I've had the idle screw out, and we'll play with that tomorrow if we can get her fired up. Should be about 1.5 to 2.5 turns, depending on the age and the quality of the carb. It didn't actually, in all fairness, inside the carb didn't look too bad, but the jets were blocked in places. Hopefully the carb cleaner will sort of soak through tonight. It's been poked through as well, and it should be sort of tickety-boo, I hope, but we'll see tomorrow. It's too dark for messing about now, and then we can get this one finally finished. Don't think there's anything else other than the paintwork's gone a bit weird, I don't think there's much else can be done with this one. Possibly the speedo cable, but because I haven't run the bike yet, I can't tell whether I've done that or not. But I'm sure we will see. I'm sure we'll get that sorted out. It's probably just gunged up as well where it's been sitting. Okay guys, look, I'm going to say bye for now. Sorry, you haven't seen actually much of it. I did film earlier the carb off and showed you a few bits and bobs in there. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm really grateful to all of you, and as many as I can get would be much appreciated, because you seem to be enjoying my videos, and I'm really chuffed to bits about that. I really am. I'll try and do a bit more filming tomorrow if I can, when it's daylight. I have got some work to do in the garden. I've got to tidy it up. There's weeds and leaves and God knows what else all over the place. So it might be a bit hit and miss, but I shall put these ones on and we'll see how we go. Alright guys, well thank you very, very much. I love you and leave you. I hope you're all fighting fit and well, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Bye for now.